Hi guys, welcome back. Three defendants charged in organized crime money laundering scheme. The defendants executed money laundering transaction and discussed moving tens of millions of dollars with undercover agents. Okay, so three individuals were actually indicted. They opened up the seal today, but just keep in mind that this actual started back in 2018 until this past July 2021. But keep in mind that this particular indictment started off with undercover agents from the beginning. From the get-go, they were actually introduced to a fictitious crime family that can actually assist in actually laundering money. So from the get-go, these undercover agents were already a group. They weren't infiltrating any kind of organization already there. This was actually introduced as a family. So since 2018, they've actually had you know contact with these actual three individuals. Uh, Two more out of California. One of them is out of Nevada. And throughout this whole time, um, they've actually executed and successfully laundered money with undercover agents, with known and with also with unknown. So these guys were these guys were heavy. These guys were the real deal. And they would actually present, uh, money laundering, money transactions as, as quarterly statements, as monthly statements of they they watched it as fictitious businesses, throughout the United States, and they had so much money that they were actually laundering that this fictitious undercover group played a big role in putting that pressure, suppressing that pressure that they actually had on them. Because the way it works is that these individuals will actually wash a kingpin's uh, proceeds of illicit businesses. Therefore, the actual kingpin has no ties to that actual money, and that kingpin will receive that actual money already laundered in a different form. Yeah, it costs the kingpin some money, but he won't actually be in any kind of indictment because these guys are actually doing all the actual legwork, and they do get a percentage. And this actual undercover group actually would pick up actual money that was intended for them to pick up from different organizations, and unknown and known. So they would pick these actual funds up, the undercover would take their percentage, their fee, and send the rest to the actual people in California and Nevada. So they would actually do the actual pickup of the actual money to be laundered, right? So as in doing that, they would collect their fee and proceeded to just continue every day, day-to-day business. Now, before they got taken down, they were in the middle of actually um, coming to some kind of agreement for the undercovers to actually pick up $1 to $2 million every week from Manhattan, and these proceeds were from actual marijuana. But that money is not. I'll tell you right now, that money is not from Sexy Mexy. You know what I mean? That money is probably coming out of some dispensaries that are not going to be actually claiming all the revenue that they're actually receiving. And with the majority of all states actually legalizing it to some form, you best believe that there's going to be some cheating going on. And that is a lot of money on a weekly basis. So, I mean, these undercovers, they of course they got it. They got every task that they had assigned to them. They got it done because it's the government. So um, that in itself is just it just tells you it's only a percentage. This is only one group, and who knows how many people they actually represented, how many people they actually uh, laundered money for, because they say unknowns and unknowns. And this indictment, they're not going to mention it. And so for them to actually be watching this kind of money, it's amazing in itself. And also, they would actually uh, bring in businessmen from foreign countries with business visas. And in order for them to come in with a business visa, you have to have a certain amount of actual of funds for you to start a business over here, and the United States will grant you one in order for it to bring business into the actual country, and with the understanding that you are going to be the funds are going to actually stay here, in the United States, and on your whatever business venture that you choose. So they would actually set you up with what would probably be a loan, but in reality, they would bring you in for you to help out with the washing of money. And apparently, they know what they were doing, but unfortunately, they got set up. Like always. You know what I mean? And this was only one part of what their task is to do to launder money. I can only imagine how many organizations they actually represented or actually launder money for, but it's quite a big chunk of change. All right, guys, I'll keep an eye on this and the actual see how the trial plays out. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Oh, by the way, uh, on the indictment too, and the actual court documents, the IRS is already in transaction of actually seizing all their accounts and properties that they've actually owned in the United States. Okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.